to another, but is an enactment. For Perret, agency not only makes sense, or only makes sense within a dynamic matrix of complex and unpredictable interactivity. Agency can never exist outside of a doing/being of matter. There is no reference point for agency outside of the shifting specificity of the interactivity of matter. Thus, non-human agency only emerges within the context of inter and intra-activity of human bodies, toxins, and other than human environment and its diverse and fleshy inhabitants. Applying Perret's theories of interactivity and agency, I want to ask, what does atrazine actually do, if anything? To begin to answer this, I turn to the feminist material understandings of toxicity. Jane Bennett, in her book Vibrant Matter, proposes thing power, or I'm quoting her, the curious ability of inanimate things to animate, to act, to produce effects both dramatic and subtle. What I find most useful about thing power is that it allows things to exceed their status as an object, and thereby interact with the world in complex ways in terms of their own aliveness and independence. Because atrazine both acts and is acted upon by Hayes' frog studies, atrazine confuses the subject-object, lively, deathly, animate, inanimate, active-passive binary pairs. Toxins are agential in the sense that they traffic in volatile and emergent interactivity with non-human and human bodies, environments, and other toxins. Thus, atrazine affects and is affected by male frog bodies, scientists, environments, and scientific instruments in complex and unstable ways. Toxic frog bodies and atrazines continually co-construct each other in dynamic interactivity that is embedded in the network of material and discursive forces. While atrazine constructs toxic frog bodies, these bodies are never a finished product, but are continually being made through forces of evolution, histories, cultural meanings, biochemical processes, and others. Yet this co-construction does not necessarily imply benevolence. The forces of materiality can aid or destroy, enrich or disable, ennoble or degrade us, in any case, call for our attentiveness and even respect. As detailed in these opening paragraphs, atrazine has serious environmental and human health hazards. How might we take these potentialities for environmental and health degradation seriously, while acknowledging that the scientific knowledge and subsequent cultural meanings depend upon specific discursive conditions that may be potentially unfeminist? What would it mean to speak about toxins with an awareness that toxicity is encoded with value judgments on homosexuality, disability, gender, and racial identity? How can we respect toxins, meanwhile acknowledging they can seriously harm human and non-human bodies? This paper stages a collision between Judith Butler's theories of the materialization of sex and feminist materialist theories of lively matter and non-human agency to respond to a specific scientific case study of reproductive abnormalities in frogs. In this paper, I argue that scientific knowledge emerges within interacting assemblages of material and discursive practices. In conclusion, I want to ask, how do we simultaneously maintain, and I'm using Haraway here, an account of radical historical contingency for all knowledge claims and knowing subjects, and a no-nonsense commitment to faithful accounts of the real world where fleshy beings live and die? Perhaps the answer lies in a cultivation of partial perspectives, or to use Haraway's term, situated knowledges, fierce commitments to the rational and scientific, and to practices of deconstruction, contestation, passionate construction, and webbed connection. Suppose we thought of scientific practice as striking up a non-innocent conversation with a world that has its own, and I'm quoting Haraway, independent sense of humor. Those who practice science engage with a witty agent that is delighted by unsettling irony and playful trickery. Humbled, I write of a world that is witty, agential, queer, and toxic. Thank you.